accent. I don't know what's going on.
Now
Hey,
we're live.
we are live on YouTube on hashtag Meltdown Monday for part 2. We are waiting on our Facebook connection. This is exciting. This is technology. This is what makes it great.
Yeah.
And Facebook, we're going to leave you behind because we are running.
We got a show to do here.
We are cooking with natural gas.
That's right.
And I am with the
Marianne Means Dufresne, and I'm with the
Chris Quinn. And we are making it all happen. It is...
This is our second segment.
Right.
In a conversation about what got you here won't get you there.
Right.
Right?
That's right, sister.
Yeah. So we talked in our last segment about some specific behaviors. So I want to bring one of those out. And one is cutting remarks and sarcasm that we think sounds witty or sounds cool.
Yeah.
And really has no benefit. So
Right.
that's one of 20 specific behaviors that Marshall Goldsmith talks about in his book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There.
Right.
And so if we know that, hey, haven't we all fallen victim to that at some point, that really it comes from being judgmental. But we realize we need to stop that behavior because it doesn't build a team. So what does it look like to change that? I think we need to think through that process of how do we first identify that that's a struggle that we have. Identify that it does cause harm to our team of people that we're trying to lead, and how do we stop it? What are your thoughts?
That's heavy.
It is, well, it's real. Because it's almost like an instinct, if that's your kind of humor.
Right. So break that down.
Okay, so in a meeting, somebody says something that's characteristic of their personality. Maybe about running late, or that they didn't get an assignment done on time, or whatever it was, and we make a joke about it. And we expect, and maybe everybody does laugh because we're the boss, or we're the leader, or we're influential.
Right.
But it doesn't build up that person. It doesn't build up our team. It makes them fearful that we'll make a cutting remark about them when they mess up.
Right.
So we have to become aware if that's an issue that we have. And there are 20 different listed behaviors there. One is taking credit for everything and not giving credit to the team. So a lot of different kind of me-centric things because we're driven, and that helped us get where we are. But it's not going to take us to the next level of being a CEO, being a trusted advisor to people. So once we have to first identify that it's an issue for us, and then decide that we're going to make a change. How do we do that?
Great. I think there's a couple different ways we can do that. I'm going to let you, we've had some issues. I'm going to let you go live just for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Take us, I'm going to deal with one issue
Yeah.
back here.
Well, our issue is that Stella is trying to escape, I think. Sweet, sweet Stella. So we identify that a change is needed, but our instinct is to be sarcastic or be cutting, and we're going to shift. I think one key step is accountability. That there's someone we trust, a mentor, a colleague, a trusted advisor, that, hey, welcome back, Chris, that I'm suggesting that we need accountability on that. That it's not something that we can just say, hey, I'm going to stop this behavior and be able to shift it. We need someone that we trust to hold us accountable to extinguish that behavior.
Right. This is an exciting show.
It's so exciting.
Who's making me accountable today?
Stella is.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that accountability rises and falls, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where we have to figure out how do we draw the line? Mm-hmm. Because I think today is that people are going so fast and so hard that they don't think about what comes out of their mouth. Mm-hmm. And then it does put people off.
Yeah, reflection is really important, and thinking about the consequences of our behavior.
Right.
And that will be something we'll talk about in our next segment, is how to go from consequences to thinking about the benefits of changing. Because if we can frame it in the positive that way, our desire to shift our behavior It's not about what we're going to lose, or that's just me and that's part of my personality. That's who I am. Think about who you want to be and the opportunity that we have to shift.
Right.
And what's the impact of getting there?
Right.
Yeah.
You're watching #Meltdown Monday. We had some technical issues on our Facebook feed, but we're live now.
Yeah, we persevered.
We do. And man, did you see how you carried it?
That's right.
I mean, you need to be on ESPN. Would you be willing to go to ESPN?
I'm not a huge sports person. I mean,
that wasn't the question.
I like doing sports.
Would you be willing to pick up and leave and go to ESPN?
It depends on the paycheck.
Oh my God.
But you have to come with me, of course. Anyway, #Meltdown Monday. This was segment 2 on our series of what got you here won't get you there.
Right.
Check out segment 3.
Right. And multitasking, you cannot do multiple things at multiple times. Yeah. You cannot be everything to everyone. You can't be in multiple places. And if you think you are being successful doing that, let me share something. You're not. You're not. Now, I've got a great story about going to Central Market last night, running into a friend of 30 years. He's stumbling through. It is so funny because I saw him. I gave him what I call my dead fish handshake, and that's when I can tell someone they're not engaged at all. They don't say anything back.
Yeah.
And then he was lost in the parking lot looking for his car. So anyway, great segment.
I hear that.
Great book.
Yeah, great book.
And it was somebody that showed up. She got the book, and someone put the book on my porch. So I think that was interesting timing.
Yeah, absolutely.
With what's going on. So lots of interesting things going on. So thanks for carrying the segment.
Yeah, happy to.
You did a great job with it.
We'll see y'all soon.
The third segment's coming up, and we're going to break that down, and we look forward to seeing that on segment 3 of #Meltdown Monday. We'll see you here real soon.
Marianne Means and
Chris Quinn.
Yeah, bye.